We rarely see a game company admitting defeat so fast. In this case, it happened in under a week. The last time something like this happened was with Concord, but that was a whole different mess. Now, my question is, why did they give up so quickly? What were the expectations set, and what were the deadlines for the team to reach a certain number of players or a certain number of revenue? It's always a tough situation because 80 people have lost their jobs as a result. Today, let's discuss the confusing launch of 2xKO, the name that I still don't agree with. Now, theoretically, all the ingredients are here. You have fans who are looking forward to your next product, and you have a game that could do well because fighting games are quite popular. Especially with the latest years, fighting games have gotten even more popular. We had Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter, Dragon Ball FighterZ, which also had its own era. But somehow 2xKO managed to not find its place in the scene of players. If I remember correctly, 2xKO had a very good competitive season. Now that's great, but what happened to the other players? Today I'll be discussing it from that side, from a person who was looking forward to this game, but never played it because of some reasons. Let's begin. I was looking at the trailers waiting for a good character to come out. I wanted to play as Seth. Because I play Seth, I like him, and I thought as a fighter he would be one of the core members in a fighting game, but that never happened. The main turn-off for me was having Caitlyn and Teemo in the game. I remember when I was waiting for news about when the game would be releasing, and waiting that every new character would be either Seth or some other fighting character who I'm waiting for. Either Seth, Riven, Draven, Mordekaiser, Aatrox, anyone. But that never happened. So when I saw the trailer for Teemo, I was very disappointed. In a fighting game, the character you decide to introduce is one of the most annoying characters in the history of the other game, and one of the most annoying archetypes in fighting games as well. I don't even know why they made this decision, because fighting games are attractive to people because you fight with badass characters who look good fighting, not with little rats that throw poison darts. I was a big fan of Mortal Kombat 11. I played as Rain because I love that character. And I was a medium fan of Mortal Kombat 1, and I played as Smoke and Li Mei, both of which are pretty cool. Apart from the characters, I never saw any incentive for me as a League player to play 2xKO. We'll get to the name as well. I also don't like the name. So League of Legends has a launcher, a client that Riot uses, but I never saw an advertisement there. Nothing that could direct me there, ask me to play it, and give me a reward in either of the games. There was no cross-promotion between one of the company's biggest games and one of the company's upcoming games. There was also no marketing apart from what I knew. Never saw any announcement about it releasing. The last information that I got about this game was probably months ago when Maximilian Dude played it and he was saying that it's in the beta. That's the last news that got to me. Even though I'm a guy who plays fighting games and League of Legends. None of the channels that the people were advertising on reached me at all. But even if they reached me, there was no one in the roster that I would like to play as. Yasuo and Darius are just overpopular default characters. All the characters that could be interesting in the game are not in the base roster. What the fuck is Teemo doing there, bro? I'm still amazed that they decided to have Caitlyn and Teemo over, let's say, Lee Sin and Seth. Would have been much more interesting to have characters that people are attracted to as the part of their identity being fighting. The part of Caitlyn's and Teemo's identity is staying on range, being safe, farming from afar, and exploiting those things. They are zoners by default. That is horrible. That's one of the hated archetypes, both in the original game and in fighting games. Now imagine, let's say 10,000 people commented that they want Seth added. Let's say half of them play the game because of Seth. You would have 5,000 more players. Let's imagine another 10,000 people commented they want to play as Lee Sin. You get another set of players. No one gave a fuck about playing as Teemo or Caitlyn. Literally no one asked for that. Now I understand that those are some informed decisions. People had something in mind when they were making them, and they thought it would be better for the game. But I would say that as a net result, the roster did a lot of damage to the game. But the marketing was the bigger problem. Now you remember when the game was called Project L or something, and people were thinking of what would be the name fitting for this game. Bars. People were commenting all sorts of stuff in the comments, and one that I remember was Lethal Tempo. That would be pretty cool. An easy to remember game, easy to pronounce. So you would call the game Lethal Tempo. It's also a reference to one of the runes in League of Legends. I think that would be perfect. But they came out with a name which was 2x-KO. Okay, understandable, right? Double knockout, double KO, whatever, since it's 2v2. But still, it was very confusing for a lot of people. Also, I don't know how searchable or how memorable it is. I think it's a very weird name. They could have come up with something different. Now, I haven't played the game, and I've been very honest about it, and about the reasons why I haven't played it. But from people who have played it, I've heard horrible things. For example, the skin shop has a rotation, which makes different skills available at a time. And those skins cost more than $20 each. What the fuck? I understand that the Riot's approach is making the game free and making money from the cosmetics, because they probably think that's the easier way of getting players, having no barrier to entry on a free game, which is kind of right, but still, pricing a skin at $20 is crazy. Now let's look at the financial models of other games. Every other game is paid first, and then you pay for DLC. DLC meaning characters. And in most of these games, I've seen that cosmetics are actually free, or they're priced more appropriately. Now, of course, don't get me wrong. I don't think this is one of the reasons why the game failed, but that adds onto the pile of dislikes from the people who are interested in it. In my opinion, again, the main problem is that people didn't even start to play it in the first place. All support to the devs who got laid off. I've been laid off, it's never a good time, and all support to you guys. I understand that it's not the individual one dev who made decisions who ruined the game. There's probably someone higher up, there's probably some other decision making, there's probably other information that was behind these decisions, and people thought they would actually be good. So you cannot judge anyone in this situation. So all support to the devs, especially if you're in my comments, all support to you. You know, it's still weird that when you have a company with basically an unlimited budget, a proven player base, and a good game with its flaws, and you still fail to attract the core mass. Now, there are people who are saying that the combos were too complicated, the game was catered to pros, and so on and so on, but I think that's a problem that could have been solved. Because the main problem of 2x-KO was people never started playing it, not that they never kept playing it. So there we go, that was my video about this. I thought the launch of 2x-KO was very confusing. Let me know in the comments if you think there are other reasons that I missed. And again, support to the devs who got laid off. Take care and stay strong.